Hello everyone, this is your professor once again, Danny Araneta Cabulay, on the course Entrepreneurial Management. And this is a video specially recorded for my students in San Beda College, Alabang. And we are now talking about government procedures and statutory requirements. So when you are going to start a business, what are the things you need to keep in mind, especially when you interact with the government? What government agencies do you need help? So this lecture is going to have the following outline. First, we'll talk about startup requirements. When you're new in the business, what do you need to prepare? Then we'll talk about business as a going concern. So if you're already operating your business for 2 years or more, there are certain things that you need to comply and submit to the government regularly. And then, if you want to shut down the business or stop operating or close down the business, let's talk about liquidation of the business. What are the procedures? And what government agencies do you need help? Okay? So when you talk about starting a new business, there are certain requirements you need to fulfill. First, you have to understand it will all depend on the type of business you are. What is your organization? Is it owned by only one person? There's only one owner? In that case, you are a sole proprietorship. So as a sole proprietorship, you need to register your business name with the Department of Trade and Industry. Okay? You will be asked to submit 5 possible names. And then the staff of DTI will choose which one will be approved. It's possible that the first, the second, or the third choices you made are already taken. You cannot use the name of an existing company. Therefore, the fourth choice that you made could be the one that will be approved. That's why it's very important that we strategically think of diverse names for your business, because we don't want to commit a violation of the law. If you copy the name of another organization, you might be infringing on intellectual property rights of that company. Bawal po yun. Okay? Then you also have to register with the Bureau of Internal Revenue, so you would be given a tax identification number. In the country, in the Philippines, every person who's working and every organization who's doing business needs to get a TIN with BIR, or the tax identification number. So you use this for filing and paying your taxes. It is a duty of every citizen who is gainfully employed, either as a worker or as a businessman, to file their income taxes. It is our duty to pay taxes to the government. Then you also have to go to the city hall or the municipal hall for your business permit. This is also known as the mayor's permit. You also have to go to the social security system, the nearest branch in your location, so you can apply for your SSS number and register your business as an employer who will be remitting the SSS of your employees. Okay? If your employees are not yet members of SSS, you are required to make them members of the SSS and remit their contributions together with your counterpart contribution to the SSS on a periodic basis, let's say monthly. Also, PhilHealth is important, but that's optional. So it's good to register with PhilHealth, so this would mean added benefits to your employees. Also, Pag-ibig, which is also optional, so you need to register your business with Pag-ibig. So contributions from you and from your employees will be remitted to Pag-ibig. Okay? Now, if you are not owned by one person, there are 2 or more persons who own the company, you could be a partnership or a corporation. If you're a partnership or corporation, you don't go to DTI. You go instead to the Securities and Exchange Commission for the business registration. Similar procedure, you need to submit 5 names that you would like for your business in order of priority. And the SEC will decide which name will be approved depending on availability. Because if the name is already taken, you cannot use it. Same principle. Then you also register with the Bureau of Internal Revenue for your tax identification number, the municipal or city hall where your business is located for your business permit, otherwise known also as the mayor's permit. Then similarly, you have to register with SSS, with PhilHealth optionally, and Pag-ibig optionally also. Okay? So it's very easy, isn't it? Now, if your business is already existing, you have to consider that a going concern. But here's an important tip before we go to that. If you are a small business, a micro enterprise, that means your capitalization is 3 million or below, you are qualified to register with the BIR as a micro enterprise. Therefore, the Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Law will apply to you. And you will be entitled to so many fiscal incentives because you're a small business. Historically, small businesses, micro enterprises, do not survive very long. Studies reveal that 96% of micro enterprises in the country would die a natural death within 5 years. That means only 4% will survive. That's tough. So to help them, a law was crafted, such as the BAMBI law or the Barangay Micro Business Enterprise Law, to give them incentives. So that would help them survive the tough realities of being a small business. So that means when you say you're a micro enterprise, your capitalization is 3 million or less, you have less than 10 employees, okay? And there are certain things that would not say that you're big. Okay, you don't own property because owning a property would mean millions, no? Especially if you're in Metro Manila. So the BIR issues the BAMBI certificate, and that is your proof that you're entitled to fiscal incentives. You enjoy a tax holiday for 5 years. Hindi ka magbabayad ng taxes for 5 years. Pero minodify nila, ginawa nilang 3 years na lang. But still, it's a big help. You're exempted from the minimum wage law. You're exempted from import duties and charges, assuming that you will be importing equipment and materials or ingredients if you're a restaurant. Then you have a flat fee payment for your business registration or your mayor's permit, 1,000 pesos only per annum. It will not be based on sales or capitalization, but it will be based on a flat fee of 1,000 pesos only. All of these are great because you would be able to survive and maybe improve dramatically your profits, and that will help you grow. Of course, when you become a small enterprise, you are no longer micro, then you can no longer avail of the previously mentioned fiscal incentives. Okay? Binibigay lang yun pag micro ka. Kung hindi ka naman mag-qualify sa BAMBI law dahil malaki ka, like small or medium, you can apply with the Board of Investments. Meron silang tinatawag doon na IPP, Investment Priorities Plan. If you are one of those industries that are covered by it, then you are going to be given privileges similar to the BAMBI law. So what's the coverage? COVID-related enterprises. Those businesses that would help urban decongestion, mass housing businesses, related businesses, manufacturing of industrial goods, agriculture and fishery products, and halal and kosher food, agriculture, fishery and forestry, healthcare and disaster risk reduction management services. So this is the coverage of the IPP. Also, strategic services, integrated circuits, IT BPOs, maintenance, repair, and alternative energy vehicles, industrial waste treatment, telecommunications, logistics. This is inclusive of business models like agribusiness, tourism, and MSMEs. Okay? So, malaki pala ang coverage ng IPP. So, if your capitalization is above 3 million, you might qualify for IPP if you are under those categories. Kasama rin din ang innovation drivers like agri-biotech tools, natural resources conservation, portable technologies, prevention of disease outbreak, natural health products, nanotechnology, technology upgrading local industries, environment, climate change related businesses, energy related businesses, and selected exporters. Now, kung ongoing na yung business mo, let's say 2 years or more ka na, nakaka-survive ka, always remember your taxation duties. No? Ano ba yung mga tax obligations ng isang negosyante? Kapag micro-enterprise ka, you're exempted if you have a BAMBI certificate. Pag wala, you are going to pay your taxes as a sole proprietor. Okay? Kung sole proprietorship ka, you are subject to individual income taxation. But if you're a partnership or corporation, you will be subjected to income and business taxation. Okay? Now, you need to renew your business permit every year, usually every January with the City Hall or Municipal Hall Treasurer. Then, you have to remit statutory benefits, contributions of your employees. No? So, where do you submit that? You have to submit that to SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. Of course, the withholding taxes of your employees, you need to remit that to BIR. Okay? Now, let's say you've been operating for 10 years or more and you want to sell the business or you want to close the business or you're going to migrate abroad, therefore you need to shut down the operations within 1 year. So this is now the process of liquidating the business. How do you liquidate a business? First, you have to close the books. Your accountant has to close the books. Okay? Tatapusin na ninyo ang inyong mga transaksyon. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng closing the books. So you settle all your obligations, first to your employees, bayaran mo lahat ng sweldo nila, mga separation pay, retirement pay, pension, etc. Then you pay the government, taxes that are due. And then you pay your creditors, mga suppliers, mga pinagkakautangan. And then, whatever is left, yun ang paghahati-hatian ng mga owners, business owners. Okay? So this is when they realize all the assets. Kung kailangan magbenta ng mga assets, pwedeng gawin yon. You realize the assets by selling them to bidders or those who want to buy them. Okay? Pinapasubasta yung mga kagamitan ng kumpanya para maging cash. Okay? Para may pambayad sa mga obligations. Then you report business closure to the government. You tell the LGU, the Mayor's Office, the BIR, the SEC, SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig that you are already closing. There is an appropriate form to fill up if you are closing down your business formally. Okay? So, that ends today's lecture. This week's lecture, rather. So, here's pop question number 15. You need to answer this in the comment section of this YouTube video. Okay? You have 1 week to do this, okay, from today. So today is October 25, so you can do this until November 2, okay? Why is it important for a new entrepreneur to know government procedures and statutory requirements of doing business in the Philippines? Explain your answer in 1 to 2 sentences only. Deadline for posting your answer is November 2, okay? So, I'll see you in the next video. As they say it in Italy, ciao, that's informal, or arrivederci, that is formal. Ciao!